So one of the time is just nonsense, right? Don't give me this is just another game.
This is another game. All right, and that's the next game. And you ain't going to sucker me into saying that. This is a big game because it was our next one. Felt good to get a win against a really good football team in a hostile environment. And our guys were resilient. We just got a bunch of guys that know how to win. They know how to be resilient. They know how to be together. And hats off to that team and those coaches. Really got a lot of respect for Spags and Coach Reed and Coach Nagy. Man, Coach Taub, all those guys. They do a great job and they got great players.
What did you learn about your team tonight?
Yeah, just resiliency. I mean, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't. I mean, there was a lot of ugly moments in it. But they just kept fighting and kept staying together. It was just a good team win, where everyone just stayed together, right? And the defense just kept making plays, waiting for the offense to make a play, and we did in some critical times. Devontae and AJ had a huge play that Jalen actually checked to. It was a heck of a check. Jalen just sees some great things out there, and he did a phenomenal job. Got to a little bit of a, I won't get too much into it, but he checked to that. And it ended up being the right call at the right moment, and that's what good quarterbacks do. Quarterbacks, they make 3 or 4 plays that change the game with their mind, right? They got to do a great job throwing the ball, running the show, but they make 3 to 4 checks a game with their mind that can make big differences, and Jalen did that tonight.
Down to the one.
Yeah, it was. You can call it a go. It's fine. Yeah.
So what were the changes made in terms of pass protection? Because 5 sacks.
There were some miscommunication things that we had that we knew we had to get better at. We were behind the sticks, and so like I said, it was some things that we had to do as coaches to help out putting the guys in positions to make plays. But nobody sets the table and gets everybody on the same page better than Jason Kelsey. Nobody I've ever been around does that. I've been around some really good guys that get everybody in position, but there was some confusion. They created some confusion. That's what Spags does a great job of that, of creating confusion. And so it was just looking at some of the things they were doing, getting everybody on the same page. Trying to do a better job as coaches, getting them better places to make plays. And Jason and Jalen did a good job of getting everybody on that. Everyone together and having a good second half.
That defined room in some of those quarterback runs, especially the touchdown. How did y'all find space within some of their rushes?
Yeah, just really good job by our players to, like, when you do some stuff that we did today, you have to cut the defense in half, and so there's a couple really key blocks that have to happen, and so we got a really outstanding offensive line, and they were able to do that, and Jalen was able to find some space to go through there, and so. Man, I can't say enough about our guys and the resilience. It's the resiliency and the togetherness that really stood out to me tonight. But great job by our offensive line doing that. And I just can't say enough about our defense. I know you didn't ask about the defense, but I'm going to talk about the defense. I can't say enough about the job that our defensive staff and our defensive players did. Roby having a huge turnover, creating a huge turnover, both in the red zone, I believe. And then Kevin also, right? Those guys are here because they've made plays their entire career, and they still got a lot left in their bodies. And I'm sure glad that Bradley's back, made some unbelievable plays. And man, it was just, and again, Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick able to get to the quarterback when it matters the most. I mean, that looked pretty similar to the end of the Dallas game as well when we got to Mahomes at the end there.
Was any of your pregame messaging about being doubted or not giving enough credit and respect?
Because I yelled over that to Elliot. I already told Elliot I was just teasing. No, the message was just, how are we going to do this? How are we going to come into a hostile environment, win a game on the road, a regular season game on the road against really outstanding players and really outstanding coaches? The only way to do that, we can't do that alone. We got to do that together. And that was the message. That was the message that we had all week is how, play together. And man, and it really showed itself tonight how together we were. Again, because that was just a gritty, whoever was going to win that game was going to win it gritty, grimy. It wasn't pretty on either side, right? And whoever was going to win that game was going to do it gritty, grimy, nasty, all those what are those adjectives? Yeah, okay, thanks. I went to Mount Union, but it is a good school. But you know, it was going to be that way, and the guys just stayed together and kept fighting and kept grinding it out, and you know, we were able to come out on top.
You probably heard it though because of what happened. You know, Andy 2 times has beaten you, 4 times has beaten the Eagles since he left. You probably heard a lot about the bye record off the bye. Your record's now undefeated, still undefeated off the bye. Is there any personal pride in it?
Oh no, shoot! You know, I'm just honored to share the field with one of the greatest coaches of all time in Andy Reid. It's an honor. Got so much respect for him and the job that he's done in the consistent, like what I find unbelievable about him is the consistency he's done it over 2 teams, over multiple over just so many different things. He's just been awesome, and it was an honor to share the field with him. Shoot, I'd trade winning last year for this one, but you know, it feels good to get this one.
The way your defense have been playing, you mentioned the way the defense have been playing in that second half. You had that 3rd and 1. The way your sneaks have been successful so far. Did you think about using in that moment that led to the punt instead?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
That 3rd and 1 where it was zone read.
Yeah, you know what? Y'all are gonna see a thing on the stats where it says 3rd and 1. I got a better look at it. It was really 2 where I was standing from, and I'm standing right there, right? And so that was 2 right there. That doesn't mean we can't do it there. We didn't in that particular case. I don't regret that call. They made a good play on that one, and so I just have better views, you know, than the guys in the box. Than you guys might get the guys in the press box giving me, you know, information, and because I'm just standing right there. So yeah, that's why we. Well, I'm sorry.
Run it twice wouldn't have been.
Could have. In that particular case, we did that. They made a good play. You know what? I mean, at times like that, it doesn't work. It is what it is. And when it does work, you know, it's what it. You know, I understand. You know, when it doesn't work like what we called right there, I mean, you put it on me.
Hey Nick, I know you just said if you had your choice, you would have rather beaten them in February.
For sure.
In the grand scheme, yeah. Or both.
They ain't giving us their rings back. I know that.
In the grand scheme of things, so what does it mean to beat this team, especially under the conditions that you described, you know, gritty and grimy?
Yeah, you know, what I feel really confident about our team is they find ways to win and they're resilient. That speaks to the character of the men in that locker room. And so that, you know, winning just breeds confidence too, right? We're going to find a way. You know, when you're down 10 at halftime, you know, pretty similar to them. They were down 10 at halftime in the Super Bowl. They found a way to win. You know, you're down 10 at halftime, our guys found a way to win. Our guys found a way to stay together. Our guys found a way to, even like, you know, we get the ball start of the second half. We go, I think we went 3 and out, and they got the ball right back. That wasn't part of the plan. Part of the plan was like, hey, we're going down. We're going to get this back to a 1-possession game, and let's go. And it didn't work that way, but the guys just stuck together. And so, again, I can't tell you how much I'm pleased with how well they stuck together in adversity to win here. This place is, you know, I'll always take Philly over any place in the world. That's the best place. That's the best fans in the world. Most hostile place to play in the world. I've been on that other sideline up in Philly, and I was on the sideline today. There ain't no place tougher in Philly. But this is a close second. And so to get a win here against the team that we played in, a really good team, you know, with one of the best players in the, you know, 3 guys over there, I could argue are 3 of the best players in the world, with Chris Jones and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Again, gritty, grimy, and together win.
Two more, please. Two more. The fact that they beat you in the Super Bowl, what does that mean to this victory?
They don't get like I said, it was good to get a win in the regular. We weren't thinking, hey, we're coming up here to avenge a loss, because they're different. I mean, it's different magnitude of game, right? That was for everything. We're just pleased to get the win tonight. I know that doesn't make for great news, but I promise you that what we think is take it one game at a time, to put ourselves in position to go 1-0 each week. Was this a sweet win? Yeah. Are all wins in the NFL sweet? Yeah. And so it's tough to win on the road and against a good team, and we got happy about that.
You mentioned the hostile environment. How hard is it to come in on Monday Night Football into Arrowhead and win in a stadium like this? What's the energy out there like?
Man, there was a lot of energy. If it was a playoff atmosphere out there. It was loud. It was rowdy. We knew it would be. We knew it would be. A lot of our guys have played here in the past, and again, the fan. Again, I can't say enough of how loud it was, how much communication was needed. Happy we spent a lot of time during the week with the crowd noise up as loud as we possibly could, because that helped us prepare for this. And were there things that we're going to want back? Of course, and their crowd made it tough. But like I said, at the end of the day, we did a good job.
All right, thanks.
Did you have one? Did you have one? Is anyone else?
No, we'll do it outside.
Okay.
The pass to Devontae, that was something that you saw that you checked to. Could you take us through that moment and what you saw and how big it was in that moment?
I don't know. I think those things just kind of come to you in the game, and we hadn't really been efficient offensively. Wasn't on the same page on the interception, on the turnover we had some communication things in that hostile environment we played in. But in the end, it's just about finding a way to win, and whether things come to myself or we're just communicating between the receivers and I, or just talking through the game and what we're seeing, trying to take advantage of stuff. It was a great catch by him. Timely playing the game, just thinking about the opportunities we may have had early on in the game that we didn't take advantage of. All I can say is, you make those plays when you need to make those plays, and I'm just happy how we responded today, and I'm happy how our defense played.
What do you think of the defense today? You mentioned the defense. What do you think of their performance?
They played a hell of a game. Very, very, very challenging towards the opposing team. So they did a great job. And in the end, they got us the ball back, and we ended in victory. And that's a great feeling.
One after trailing at halftime. What was the moment like? The adjustment, working through those things at halftime.
I don't think. You talk about an adjustment. I don't think there was necessarily a huge adjustment in the game. I don't think we played clean tonight. I don't think we played to our standard, nowhere near our standard. But I think the thing that you can't test or quantify is the resilience that a team has, and the ability to persevere and see through things, overcome things. And this team has that. And so, we've yet to, put up a performance to our standard. But, we're continuing to find ways to win. And when you win games like we've won games, that builds a ton of character. And, we're kind of in, character development mode with the games we've played and how we've won. And it'll only serve us great things in the future.
Hey, Jalen, I know you want to win anywhere, anytime, any week, but given that this team beat you in the Super Bowl, is there a psychological benefit to beating them in the next time you play them?
No, man. I think we're truly taking it 1 week at a time, one game at a time. Obviously, when you play a team and you lose to them any time, that is what it is. But there's always a competitiveness there versus everyone we play. And so I'm just happy we found a way to come and win in this environment versus a really good team.
No revenge at all for what happened in the Super Bowl?
No.
How
Hey, Jalen,
how
you've been
important was it
speaking
to
for-
go back to that draw play, even though there were sometimes that it wasn't working, but obviously prevented the touchdown we scored on?
Well, there were some different things that we had schematically to try and take advantage of some stuff. I think that one hit. I think we had different versions of doing it, but in the end, we found a way to do it. It's truly a game of inches. Whether it be hitting the block, hitting the crease, or finding the hole, we found a way. Smitty making a big-time play at the end of the game. Defense showing up the way that they did and getting off the field.
What do you guys think?
when things aren't going well for you guys, like from the first or the end of the first quarter through the third quarter, like what's kind of going on in your mind? What's going on with the guys on the sideline and everything? What are you guys saying?
It's there's a calmness there, and you have to truly remain in control. And I just try not to never get too high, never get too low. Obviously, the standard is the standard. You want to play to a high standard all the time, but things happen. Turnovers happen. But negative plays happen, sacks happen, big plays, giving up big plays defensively, those happen. But it's just about never getting too high, never getting too low. And I think that's just the character and the identity of this team right now. And I think we're still building. I think we're still learning. We got a ton to improve on. We're truly taking it 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time, 1 rep at a time in practice. But there's a ton of opportunity out there for us. We just have to continue to have the growth mindset that we have and just continue to get better.
Follow up on that. You've been speaking for months about finding the identity of the team. Is this the type of win that shows you the identity of the team?
No, it's not. Maybe you guys, but I think just for us, just never getting too high, never getting too low. Right? You win a whole bunch of different ways in this league, and I think everyone that's watching the game or whoever has to accept that. And in the end, winning is the only thing that matters. And so, we continue to find ways to do that. It's a great thing for us. We continue to have a growth mindset and strive to play to our standard. That'll only serve us great things in the future as well. So there's an eagerness just to continue to get better. By any means, am I satisfied? I know my teammates, I know the guys in that locker room aren't satisfied either. But I just want to continue to grow, and there's an eagerness to do so.
The last one, what compelled you to run along and slap all of this?
There's a lot of them out there, so I wanted to, show them some love. Show them some love. We always travel well, and we definitely appreciate it. Coming out here. I don't think so. Have I done it before? Okay. All right.